need to hear Rhonda Roberts. That's my opinion. Rhonda Roberts.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here for the first time at, where are we again?
Waxahachie, Texas.
He was trying to coach me on how to say that word.
What's that now?
Waxahachie. Okay, so I'm going to actually take you on a little musical adventure in the way that I discovered the ukulele, which is I'm going to start off with one of the first songs I ever wrote that I still play, and you'll see how I've progressed from there. When I first took up the ukulele, I was 15. I was a sophomore in high school. I had a boyfriend in journalism who did not believe it when I showed up to school and I was carrying a ukulele with me because he knew me as a piano player, and I used to compose on piano and I would make little tapes for him and everything. And he's like, "What is that? And what are you going to do with it?" And I was like, "It's a ukulele. I'm gonna write songs on it and play them." And he's like, "No, you're not." I don't even know what that thing is. How are you going to learn it? Well, anyway. So after a week, I wrote my first song and came back and I played it for him. And then I wrote another one, and then I wrote another one. And he's like, "Okay, I guess you can play. I guess you can play it." And I'm just self-taught because nobody was teaching ukulele. And it was very hard to even find a book on ukulele. I had one book that had like a chord chart in the back. So that's how I learned the 3 main chords I used for all my songs at the time. And the rest I just kind of picked up as I went along. So here's a song called Can't Get Out of Bed. The day has just begun, and soon a yellow sun will begin to rise, but I just close my eyes, 'cause now that the night is through, there is nothing I want to do, and I'd rather rendezvous with the Sandman than you, 'cause I can't get out of bed, going to sleep instead. Can't get out of bed. You say you're all alone, so you call me on the phone, but I've got plans of my own. I'm afraid you'll have to be postponed, 'cause I've got a sure way that I'm gonna spend my day. So inside my bed I'll stay, and I'll just dream the day away, 'cause I can't get out of bed. Can't get out of bed. I wanna sleep through the deep quiet of night. I want to daze through the haze of the sweet morning light, 'cause I can't get out of bed. Can't get out of bed. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. Sleep. So, thank you. So, as you can see, you can make a song with just 3 chords, which is where I started. One of the next songs I wrote, which I still play, is this one right here called Summer Dream. So you say that I don't mean that much to you. I'm only a summer dream, but that's okay, 'cause seasons don't matter anyway. And whenever spring is through, I'll be when I'm there, 'cause I'll be happy to be just a summer dream to you. I'll be happy to be just your summer dream. So I sigh and I write letters to you. I try to keep you in sight, but you don't reply. It's fine, I know I'm just a dream to you. That's why I hope to see you some night, 'cause I'll be happy when I'm there. I'll be happy to be just a summer dream to you. Believe me, happy to be just your summer dream. But it's been 4 years since I saw you last, and since then many a summer has passed. But I know how hard it is to make ends meet. That's why I don't worry, 'cause the last thing I'd want you to think is that I'm in a hurry to see you, 'cause I'm your summer dream, and I don't mean that much to you. I'm only a summer dream. Summer dream, don't let me mean that much to you. Yeah, 'cause I'll be happy wherever you put me, baby. I'll be happy, 'cause I'm happy to be just a summer dream to you. I'll be happy to be just your summer dream. One of the things I actually did fairly recently is I took a song that I wrote on piano and I said, well, there's no reason I can't play that song anymore but on ukulele. And I dressed it up with some musical allusions to some of my favorite cartoons. You'll see what I mean. This is called On a Detective's Case. It's a secret occupation, but he's a secretive man. I often wondered if he spends his nights so low. It's a delicate operation, but I'm working on a plan. He can run, but he can't hide nor hide from these feelings inside, 'cause there's some things you just burn to know. Seen you walk below my window, however you were unaware as you moved like liquid. For my smile slips a growl. See, I'm trailing in your shadow. You're hunted by my stare. It's a tricky game to play when you're the predator, I'm the prey. But now you're not alone on the prowl. Your eyes are quick to fire, and they kindle a flame in me. Your quiet chime rings an alarm. It's enough, you caused that spark. Your sign reads Dick for hire. Your door's abbreviated DT. Well, I'm a customer with a case. What's the name behind your face? Won't you shed a little light? 'Cause I'm in the dark. Thank you. And then at some point when in college, after I'd been playing for many years, and I'd had enough people say, well, you play ukulele, do you play any Hawaiian songs? Maybe I should write a song about Hawaii just so that next time somebody asks me that, I'll be like, yeah, here's a song called Honolulu Cuckoo. Now, this is not in Hawaiian style. I was over Hawaiian style, but I was like, well, how about some like 1930s, 1920s kind of like Hapa Hala style. I can't say that word. Aopehaole. You know, they only got 12 letters in their alphabet. I don't know how they do it. But anyway. So without further ado, here's my one Hawaiian song, Honolulu Cuckoo. A one, two, three. Down in Honolulu, they're making love like cuckoo. Caught in every canoe doing something taboo, trying to like a choo-choo. That's why I turn a true blue when I think of what he might do. That's where my honey's having his fun down in Honolulu. If you see that boy of mine, tell him not to waste his time. Oh, how it hurts to think he might flirt with a pretty girl in a hula skirt. So if you see him, send him back to me. I'm home by the phone and so lonely I can't stand the wait. Won't you set him straight and send him packing? Wicky wacky lip smacking down Honolulu. Every girl in a moo-moo is walking around without shoes, casting island voodoo on me with a yoo-hoo. Cause Nihili Haley makes me think of my baby with another ukulele girl. It drives me crazy. If you see him, send him home. I'll make sure he never roams. Of course he'll tell me not to worry, but you can tell him he better hurry, cause I don't mind him. So when you find him, send my Honolulu Cuckoo home to me. Thank you. I'm gonna take it down a notch. This is called Simple Love. Simple love, that's one thing I'm happy I've plenty of. And they all say it's better than the rest. So I guess it simply makes sense. Simply put, is simply best for me. But I fear each day I hear you say those words. Simple love, that's one thing I'm happy I've plenty of. And they all say it's better than the rest. So I guess it simply makes sense. Simply put, is simply best for me. But for you it comes so naturally. I fear each day I hear you say those words. 3. Is it 'cause I'm someone who it's easy to say I love you too? Is it so simple to do because you love me simply? Or is it simply because you love simple me? Oh, is it simply love or simply me? I finished it.
I could hear that as a soundtrack in a movie.
Thanks.
Can you?
This is called Postcard Coaster. a sudden attraction. Seems like it's been months and I'm still waiting in line. You told me, baby, get ready for some action. Once you're with me, it's exclusive ride time. Round my heart and I'm falling fast. I'm just trying to get back on track. You're pulling negative G's on my heartstrings, and with each swing I feel the slow release of a sudden attack. So I'm waiting to kiss at the top of the lift hill, higher than this, and I'd be starting to shake. So let's go deeper, baby, the descent couldn't be steeper. I'll hold you while we go down, so forget the brakes. 2, 3, 4. Roller coaster of love. Roller coaster. You know this part. So if I toss and turn and can't stop screaming, oh please don't wake me, I'm only dreaming. You'll be sending postcards till you come a bit closer. Till then we'll set our drinks down on this roller coaster. Please do not get out of your seats until the vehicle has come to a full and complete stop. How many of you have love-hate relationships with your phones? This one's for you. This song's called Phony Love. No pun intended. Remember when you told me the phone was ringing in your ribcage? Back then the line was for me, but now I'm calling and it's engaged. Yeah, it goes beep, 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 beep. Now baby, yeah, it goes beep, 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 beep. Now darling, am I pushing the right buttons? What happened to the old connection? When I get through to you, I never get a good reception. It's always baby, and I'll say shh, darling, I thought you were mine, all mine, but now you're getting calls on that other line. I guess your terms of service changed. Oh, you say let's three-way, but I'll be out of range. So when you tried to tell me the phone's still ringing, that line means nothing to me. And you can call, but I'll be engaged. And I'll say na 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 na. Yeah, I'll say na 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 nanny boo boo baby. I thought you were mine, all mine, but now you're getting calls on that other line. I guess your terms of service change. You say let's three-way, but then that's quite deranged. But I kinda like it. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I can hear you. I always really, really wanted somebody's phone to go off during this song. I really, really wanted. I think it kind of happened just now. That was awesome. Thank you. I was telling some of you earlier that I have roots in Galveston. My dad's family, well, actually, my dad was raised on the Bolivar Peninsula, and we used to have a summer house there before Ike took it. I spent summers there as a kid with my younger sister, and we used to, catch like hermit crabs and whatever. But one of the things I loved most about that, because after a while I was like, I hate going to Bolivar. I want to go. I was like, oh, I'm so bored. All we do is sit around the house and go fishing, and I was getting into my rebellious teens or whatever. But one thing I really did love is we had this big back deck that my dad had built around an oak tree, and hanging in the oak tree were these beautiful wind chimes that my mom had put up there. I don't know how it is for songwriters, but for me, some of my best and favorite songs have come where it's like something blows through you, and it's like it's not you just the conduit, and something comes out of you. And this was one of those moments where I was just like there listening to the wind chime, and I wrote this song called Wind Chime. Wind chime, wind chime, you're just like me. Just a hollow shell dangling on a line, tossing round in random time. Wind chime, you seem so free. Like you'd fly away if you could, but you're tied to a piece of wood, and it's so sad to see. Wind chime, your song echoes of stories of mystery and pirates' gold. Wind chime, this can't be your destiny. A minstrel trapped in melancholy key, locked beside your prison tree. And I know the wind to be a heartless friend. Oh, how she loves to tease, though she knows you can't follow. She beckons to you with her breeze. But wind chime, I know your dream, so I will cut you loose, this tether thrown. Your home at sea, you know, so roam it freely. And I will sing your melody when I yearn to set sail, and pray you make it safely to your land of fairy tale. Wind chime, you're just like me. Well, let's talk seductive, because I've written one of those songs.
Can I hear that one?
Actually, I thought
Yeah, boy.
Actually, this next song that I'm going to attempt to play is a song that took me. I actually had the melody for years, and I had a story that played out in my head like a vaudeville act, and I very much wanted it to be for a burlesque show. That was the idea in my mind, but I was like, this is touchy. How do I write lyrics for this? And so it took me like 10 years to kind of cobble together something that I was happy to stamp my name on.
Always dimming the lights.
Yeah, so it's that time. It's the happy hour time. No, it's kidding. The after hours show. No, so this is a song called Naturally Yours. Take off my hat, take down my hair. Take off my belt, my coat. But don't stop there. Take off each silken glove, each slipper from my toes. Take off that silly grin, there's plenty close under those. A lovely lady gets so tired, of that dirty look that covets the cover only of her book. I can't hide what's plain to see, but as you can see, there's nothing plain about me. I won't leave you guessing what's under the dressing. Come to my confessional. I take tips from the lips of a professional. I got hips that flare and flare for style. I'm a hell of a girl with a hell of a style. You're stopping when your eyes stop popping. There's more in store, stop your window shopping. You laugh, you cry, you wonder why. All you didn't see before is right before your eyes. So hush your sighs for the reprise. Here's the shake up. It's time to wake up and take off my slip and hosiery. Take off what's left, oh yes, but just below the knee. 'Cause here's what's free from yours truly. A song I'll sing you naturally. Thank you. Thank you. I know all of this is being recorded, which is why I'm not playing it right. It's like a construct I've made in my mind. I'm like, I can't, I'm not allowed to record one perfect song. Come on. But the show goes on. So there's two really big events in my life. The first one, besides birth, is I was in a really bad car accident in May of 2001. I was in a rollover, all the windows shattered in my Chevrolet Blazer, and even though I was wearing a seatbelt, like my legs went out the window and crush. I had to have complete ankle reconstructive surgery, and my knee, I went through like 8 surgeries in 2 years and rehab and the whole works. I had to learn how to walk again. The funny thing is that led to the second largest event in my life, which is that during that time when I was recovering, and obviously my whole social life changed because I just was in bed for 8 months straight, I met the love of my life in an online chat room of all things, before Match.com, before people were doing this, and it was considered somewhat conventional. It was totally unconventional at the time. But we shared a love of music, and we met in a music chat room for a band we both liked. And as it turned out, he lived in Australia. Wow. To make a very long story short, we got married this past year. So, Hey, so 11 years later, we're together, and it's like we've been married for 11 years, even though we've technically only been married for our 1-year anniversary is coming up in May. So it's funny how we bicker like an old couple now. But anyway, because we spent years apart before we even saw each other, like 6 years. Anyway, I would like to say that my husband was actually the inspiration for a lot of the songs that I wrote during that time. It was a very productive time for me. And the song I'm about to play you now is one of those songs, and it was a song I wrote for him that I think for him, when he realized it was a song I'd written for him, he was like, I don't deserve this song. And he really liked it. But anyway, it's called Beautiful, and I believe it's true. See golden leaves or fireflies, silver lakes or falling snowflakes, bold sunsets or pale sunrise. I don't need to see any other natural beauty when you look at me. I can't help but cry. Everything of beauty's in your eyes. You're beautiful. So beautiful to me. I don't need to hear children laugh or nightingales, thunder roll or mountains echo, waves that crash or singing whales. I don't need to hear any other sweet melody when you speak to me. I want to rejoice. No symphony could recreate your voice. You're beautiful. So beautiful to me. Maybe I dream, or so it seems, till I realize I've been sleeping and you've opened up my eyes. I don't need to feel summer shade or autumn breeze, sun-dried clothes, raindrops on my nose, spring fever or winter freeze. I don't need to feel any other sensation so fine when your hands in mine. I feel so much, every lovely feeling's in your touch. pretty happy with that take.
Yeah.
Here's another ballad, like torch song. People have been asking me for years, like, what is your style? Like, what do you call it? And I'm like, and I've had to start coming up with creative kind of, portmanteau sort of word. I'm like, torch pop or like Tin Pan Alley pop is one thing I say sometimes, or like, what was it one? Soulful Island something or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what genre I'm in. So I just say singer-songwriter because it kind of covers it all. This is a song that to me is kind of what I would call a torch song in some. Some say we'll follow our hearts, but before we've spoken, we find we've fallen in love, and our hearts are broken. But when I fell for you, I fell so deeply. It seems even now I'm falling still. So please let me fall where I may, for it's certain I'm falling forever for you. I simply can't stop falling in love with you. So, while some may fall head and heels and they're barely shaken, others still fall on their face, no caution they've taken. But when I fell for you, I fell so deeply. It seems even now I'm falling still. So please let me fall where I may, for it's certain I'm falling forever for you. I simply can't stop falling in love with you. Thank you. That's another one I wrote for my husband.
So what does he think about living in the United States?
I have to say, he was one of these people that even though he'd never been here, like when he was a kid, like his family had memorabilia from the States because they actually, all the siblings prior to him, they had lived in Chicago, and then the family moved back to Ireland briefly, which is where he was born, in Dublin. And then his mother actually contracted, I think it was cervical cancer, and so they moved to Australia for the climate. And she didn't make it. I mean, like, she lived there for about a year and died. So he was only 2 when his mother died. So he spent all his life, really, that he knows of in Australia. But his childhood was inundated with this memorabilia from, America, and terminology that was American, and TV shows and things like that. So he's felt like he said it's like I've always been here. Like he's had this fascination with America for all his life. So when he came here, it was like, I'm in America. And the funny thing is, like, now he's like, I'm homesick, because he's been here for about 5 months, and he's like, yeah, I need to see my friends and family back home. So he's actually going to go for a month and come back, and hopefully his green card he'll be able to put it in his hand when he comes back. Here's another one. This one's called Hand in Hand. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a walk with me through the big city. I'll put my hands in your pockets as the shadows start to linger. You can stop and window shop and buy a ring for my finger. We'll be romancing as the lights dancing, and life would be complete if every time we cross the street we were walking hand in hand. We'll get a horse-drawn carriage. Maybe you'll propose marriage, or maybe we'll just sit and kiss. And if we kiss the whole time, well, dear, that's hardly a crime. And should we not, we'd be remiss. So take a walk with me to the sea, maybe. I can wear your jacket and you can wear a sweater. We'll be giggling in the wind, and if we're barefoot, even better, we can be strolling as those waves roll in. And life would be complete if there's sand beneath our feet and we're walking hand in hand. Wanted to have a kazoo solo here. We might could feed a seagull while we're out on our stroll. I'll be Sweet Pea and you can carry me. And if it's too long a walk, we'll stop a while and talk. Maybe then you'll ask to marry me. I'd gladly walk a mile if it's down an aisle, 'cause there could be no better life than one where I'm your wife and we're forever walking hand in hand. Anyway, you know how that one ended, so he said yes. This is what happens when you don't have a set list. All right. Yes. Oh, that's right. My sound check song. Poor Sport. Here it is. Wouldn't it be nice if we could still be friends? But if I'm feeling down and if you're in town and no one cares, we could play at dice, and then just for pretend we'd base our old romance on a game of chance. Now promise you'll play fair, 'cause if it works out right, you could stay with me tonight. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if we could throw the dice? And if my roll's higher, we'd be more than friends again. Just pretend. We could spend some time looking in each other's eyes, or if you'd be so kind, I'd one in mind, just a smile. You could hold my hand and pretend you understand. Yeah, you can hold me tight, we don't have to fight. It's only a little while, and when the game is done, you can say, okay, you won. And when we play again, maybe then you'll win, and we'll be even, and we'll just be friends again. Oh, but no, 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 you'll say, have I no shame? No, I guess I don't, but that's okay, it's only a game. But if you so choose, neither of us has to lose. 'Cause if we do it my way and we suspect foul play, well, we'll just roll over and we'll still be friends. Just pretend. I usually like to close on an upbeat note, but since that was a pretty upbeat song, I like to close with one of the most recent ones I've written. I'm happily married and I love my husband, but I was in a 7-year relationship before him, and with someone I still love. You know, I mean, I think it's true that you can love multiple people at once, but you make a decision who, you know. My husband's my life partner. But I do miss my old boyfriend. His name was Jason. He was a very creative person and very artistic. And one of the things that struck me about him is that he had this relationship with his dreams, which was so interesting to me. Like, I mean, how many of you know about lucid dreaming? And I because when I was a kid, like, I loved dream, and I kept a dream journal. And actually, I used to have the most vivid, like, epic dreams that would have been great films. And I don't dream like that anymore, but I've had a few lucid dreams, and it's just so wonderful. And what he did was, he actually, because he had a lot of he had social anxiety, he had mental illness in his family, and he was a schizoid personality type, but he used his dreams to affect his own his inner demons, so to speak. And the way he described it to me is, he said, well, I built a city in my dreams. There's a cast of characters there, and I go and I talk to them when I need help here and this and this and that, and I work on myself in this city that's always there for me, and when I have this particular dream. And I just thought that was so interesting. And the thing was, you know, when we split up, so that I could go and actually have a proper relationship with my husband, because, you know, we'd done the long distance thing and it wasn't working, so we had a really unconventional long distance relationship, where we were just like, well, I guess pen pals for us. And during that time, I had this 7-year relationship with this other person who I still love, but in a very different way. But anyway, very long story short, this song is a song I wrote for him years after we broke up, because I was like, I still have a place in my heart for him. And the thing is, I equate it to that city of dreams, so it's like, that's the only place I see him now is in dreams, because we don't talk anymore, which is sad. So this is a song called City of Dreams. Don't say hello, don't say goodbye, don't say a thing, don't you even try, don't stay here, and you don't go, don't think I mind. don't think you even know why. But I know you're there. I saw you last night outside the city you built in my mind. I knew there you loved me. I knew we'd be fine. I knew it was over, but you'd always be mine. If you miss me, come kiss me. You know where I'll be, you said, 'cause you're still my Wendy. I left you the key, and yes, you left me. You left me, you let me go free, and left me a shadow in your city. City of dreams. Don't say hello. Don't say goodbye. Don't say a thing. Don't say why. Don't stay here. And please don't go. Don't think I'll mind. Don't think you'll ever know.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.